Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 20 of the More Knits video podcast slash knitting update videos, whatever they are. I hope that you are doing well, staying safe, staying inside as much as you can. Coming at you from quarantine in my home. Put on some makeup and did my hair for you. So I hope you appreciate the effort because it's been a couple weeks since that happened. So let's just get started. Let's talk about what I've been working on. To be honest, I have not been knitting as much as I know a lot of knitters have been knitting right now. I have been working from home, finishing school, bunch of house stuff, and baking and cooking, and been doing a lot of stuff, playing a lot of Animal Crossing, playing a shit ton of Animal Crossing. So I haven't been knitting quite as much, but I definitely have some stuff to show you. So get excited. So I've been working on a lot of socks and I finished a pair. This is the Knit Picks Felici yarn in the colorway Rugby Player. And my normal sock recipe is 60 stitches. I did 2x2 rib for the cuff on this one. I kind of changed the cuff up, whatever I feel like doing. And then a heel flap and gusset and a rounded toe. So that's the pattern that I use. I knit these using US 0 needles, which I have found 60 stitches with the 0 needle has been like my perfect sock combination. So that's what I've been doing lately. And of course I have the other one. Do you doubt me? I don't get second sock syndrome ever. I always knit my second socks. Um, but yeah, pair of socks. I've been knitting a lot of socks lately, and I have realized it is because I'm working from home. We're not really using webcams for the most part, thank the Lord. So when we're in meetings, which I'm in quite a few meetings the majority of the day, I'm able to knit, but I still need to be obviously super paying attention and ready to, turn my mic on at any moment's notice during a meeting. So socks have been the only thing I found I can knit because I can put them down whenever. I can mindlessly work on them. Whereas even with like a mindless sweater, um, unless you're just knitting in the round, it can still be a little bit difficult for me to pay attention at the same time enough to like do my job well. I can obviously pay attention to like TV and stuff, but I don't fuck around with my job. So, socks. And then I also finished another sock. This is the Simple Skip Socks by Adrienne. And it is a 2x6 rib with a really interesting, let's see if they're going to focus here. There we go. Well, no. It was in focus for a second. Let's see. Okay. I think it's focused. Yeah, so this is a 2x6 rib with a really interesting center column there in the knit stitches, where it's basically it's almost like a cable. You you slip one stitch over the other there. So it's really simple and easy. This was so much fun to knit. But I realized that this is even a little bit too much for me to knit while I'm working in meetings. So I have not cast on the second one yet. So a couple things about this pattern. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Everything will be linked below. So you can access everything if you're interested. This pattern is written for sport weight and I knit it in fingering weight. So I just knit the largest size that the pattern is written for. I think it is 54 stitches. I used Tink Yarn, which is dyed in Las Vegas. And this is the colorway Go Knights Go, which I have nothing against it, but I don't watch hockey. So this colorway doesn't like scream Vegas Knights to me, which I'm pretty happy about. It is gorgeous though. I mean, it's like really interesting and funky and definitely not something that I gravitate towards. Good Lord, focus. Okay. Yeah, definitely not something that I normally would pick out. But I actually didn't pick this out because when my partner went to Vegas on a trip, um, he bought this yarn for me. So, another interesting thing about this sock that I did is I knit a reverse stockinette heel flap and heel. And that was the first time I'd ever done that. I just was like wanting something different. But I don't think I knit my heel flap long enough. And so it's like a little, I don't know, it's like it like pulls in a little bit too much. So maybe I'll knit my next heel flap a little bit longer to kind of account for that. I think it's the stitch because I'm pretty sure I knit 16 rows, which is my usual heel flap length. And then I also knit the foot too short, so I get to pick this toe out and reknit that, so that's fun. But really, these were really fun to knit, simple, mostly mindless, but definitely kept my interest. So yeah. All right, and then for the last sock, um, I'm a sock knitter, I guess. I don't know. Again, meetings, mindless, socks. Um, not mindless meetings, but you know what I mean. So this is another Knit Picks Felici colorway. This is in Drama Club, and it's just like nice soft pink stripes with gray and like dark gray. And I am working on the gusset decreases at the moment. This is following the same pattern that I knit my last Knit Picks socks in, heel flap and gusset. And I have my little progress keeper there that I made. And yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's a mindless knit. I'm having fun with it. Again, US size 0 needles, 60 stitches. That's my favorite combination for socks. And I've gotten back into DPNs. Usually I'm a magic looper. These are the Knitter's Pride Karbonz needles, and I like them quite a bit. Okay, my last whip that I have, I mean, I have a shit ton of whips, but active whip, this is the Woodfords cardigan by Elizabeth Doherty. It is a fingering weight ribbed cardigan. And I just thought it would be a really nice cardigan for work. I work in an office that is way too cold, so I figured a nice wool cardigan would be nice. So I did a bunch of research before I started this pattern, which I always try to do, and Ravelry is like the best place for that, of course. And a lot of people talked about how technical this garment is and how technical the pattern is. And after getting through a few pages of the pattern to get this far, I can definitely agree with that. It is a very technically written pattern, and it's just a very interestingly constructed garment. So you actually start with this back seam here with a provisional cast on, and then you pick up the stitches for the collar while increasing on each side. So you can see this right here at the top. This little thing is the collar. So you pick up the stitches while you're increasing, and you do that for each side. And then you pick up your provisional cast on stitches here and you knit down the back, and then you join for the armholes, which is what I've just done. So you can see I just joined the armholes. And then I think I'm just knitting back and forth for quite a while. I need to pull up this pattern again and start working on it because it's been a while since I've worked on it. But I think I'm really gonna like it. It's definitely got some interest here. The collar is this type of rib, and then the rest of the sweater is a different type of rib. So it's pretty cool. And I am working with Knit Picks palette in the colorway Finnley Heather, which is just a gray. Perfect for me. Let's see. It's definitely one of those patterns that, I mean, I like printed it off because, and I don't normally do that, because I was taking notes on each section just to kind of keep track. It's one of those patterns, which is always fun. So those are all of my my active whips. I also wanted to talk about really quickly though what I plan to cast on, because I'm going to cast this on really soon. So I found this yarn in my stash, and I'd kind of forgotten about it because I started a sweater design with it and that did not pan out. So I just stuffed it all in a bag and was like, someday I'll rip this out and return to this yarn. This is Quince & Co. Chickadee, which is a sport weight yarn, and this is in the colorway Nightshade. So it's just a really nice deep purple. It's a little bit warmer toned than it's showing up on camera. I really want to work with this yarn. It's so squishy and nice. So I was originally going to cast on the Nurtured sweater with this and just modify it because the Nurtured is knit with Aran yarn, so I was just going to modify it for this sport weight. But I already have a Nurtured, and I really love that sweater. That's why I was going to knit a second one. But I just feel like I don't want to knit a second one right now. I think I want to try something new. And also keeping with the theme of knitting during meetings and wanting something very mindless, even though the Nurtured is very easy to knit, you do have to keep track of the texture that you're knitting. And I think, you know, I can just see myself stopping to like be like, wait, where am I? What am I doing? And then someone's like, Abby, what the fuck? Like, contribute to the meeting. So I just don't want to put myself in that situation. So I think what I'm going to cast on is the Ducat by Kate Davies. And let me pull it up here. I'll put a picture of it, of course. But it looks like it's just a, it's knit with DK weight, which is basically sport weight. So this yarn will be great for that. So yeah, it's just a top-down raglan. It's very basic with some nice long rib cuffs. And while I was still in the mindset that I was going to knit the Nurtured with this yarn, I watched Caitlin Hirschler's knitting episode, her first one that she just posted, and really great. Should definitely go watch that and support that video because I really want Caitlin to keep making videos because it was very entertaining and cute. Caitlin showed off the Ducat that she finished recently, and I was like, yep, that's it, that's the one. So definitely going to cast that on probably tonight. Fingers crossed. I also need to clean the bathroom, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, future knitting. Those are my that's my plan. So that's it for me. I just posted a beading vlog that was like trying to be aesthetically pleasing and stuff. So definitely go watch that if you feel like it. Talking about creativity and how I'm trying to be more creative in my life, especially now that I'm graduating and gaining like 40 more hours to my week. So yeah, but I just wanted to also keep up with my knitting videos and knitting updates, which I will do whenever I can, whenever I feel like it, whenever I have enough stuff to show you. So I hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Midna.